A very good morning to all of you. I once again welcome you all to this current video lecture. So, from the last video lecture, we are discussing regarding the chapter number second called as Investigation of the Molecular Structure. So, from this chapter, in the last video lecture, we completed one important point that is called as the different aspects regarding the molar polarization of a molecule. That molecule may be a liquid, may be solid, or may be gaseous in nature. So, how to calculate that molar polarization of a given substance with the help of a given data, that is called as the atomic refraction equivalent. Again, what are the different characteristics of this particular molar refraction? What are the different examples for this molar refraction in solid state, in a liquid state, and some are in a gaseous state? After that, what are the different definitions, important definitions regarding this molar refractions? So all these parts, all these points we already completed in a last lecture. Now, next to this point, today we are going to take the next aspect from this chapter, and that is called as the dipole moment and molecular structure. How this dipole moment is related to that of the molecular structure, so that we have to discuss in a current lecture. Along with this point, we have to consider the next related point to this dipole moment, that is called as electric polarization of a molecule, and in that we have to study one sub point that is called as molar polarization of a non-polar molecule. So one by one we take these three different points. So first of all, before starting the actual point of today's discussion, we must know some important aspects or important concepts. So first word is there, that is called as a dipole moment. So what is by this dipole moment? So before considering the definition or the meaning of this dipole moment, first of all we must know two different types of a molecule. Molecule in general has the two different types. So what are the two types? So we know very well that depending upon the electrical distribution in a molecule, the molecule is classified into the two different important types. So what are the two types? One type is a polar molecule. One type is a polar molecule, and the second type is called as the non-polar molecule. So these are the two important types of a molecule depending upon the electrical distribution present in a molecule. One is called as a polar molecule, second is called as the non-polar molecule. Now the question arises, what is by this polar molecule, what is by this non-polar molecule? So for this purpose we must consider the electrical distribution or the internal arrangement of the molecule, and especially the internal arrangement of a particular atoms. We know very well that these atoms are made up from the two different particles, important particles, that is charged particles. One is called as a positively charged and second is called as a negatively charged. So whenever an atomic structure is concerned, we know that the centrally situated part is called as a nucleus possessing the positive charge, while the surrounding part present this nucleus, that is called as the negatively charged, because in that surrounding part electrons are present. So we can say that in a particular molecular structure two type of the centers are present. One center is called as a positive charge and second center is called as the negative charge. So depending upon these two different type of the centers present in a molecule, we have to consider the center of gravity, the center of gravity of positive charge and center of gravity of a negative charge. So for this purpose, let us consider this simple figure. In this figure, first what happens, this is a spherical structure of a molecule. Consider this is a spherical structure of a molecule. In this case what happens, this is a center of gravity of a positive charge and the next is a center of gravity of a negative charge. So whenever in a molecule center of gravity of positive charge and center of gravity of a negative charge just coincide upon each other, if they are just coincident upon each other, then we can say that that molecule is called as the non-polar molecule. So what is a non-polar molecule? The molecule in which the center of gravity of a positive charge is exactly coincident upon center of gravity of a negative charge, then that molecule is called as the non-polar molecule. And why this is a non-polar molecule? Because in this non-polar molecule the electrical distribution is not a unsymmetrical. The symmetrical electrical distribution is there, and that's why in that molecule is called as the non-polar molecule. Now next thing is that what are the examples for this non-polar molecule? So it is a very simple. If we consider a simplest example of this hydrogen gas, this H2 is there. You take H2, you may take here Cl2, you may take here methane, or you may take here benzene, that is a C6H6. So if I take this type of the simple examples or molecules, all these molecules are called as the non-polar molecule. And why this is so? Because in these molecules the center of gravity of positive charge and negative charge, they are just coincident upon each other, and that's why there is a symmetrical electrical environment is there. So this is the first type called as the non-polar molecule. Now the second important type of a molecule is called as the polar molecule. Now what do you mean by polar molecule? So you can say that it is exactly opposite to the non-polar. If in a molecule center of gravity of a positive charge and center of gravity of a negative charge, if they are not coincident upon each other, then that molecule is called as the polar molecule. So we can say that in a polar molecule there is a unsymmetrical electrical distribution. Then that molecule is called as the polar molecule. A simple example is there for this polar molecule. You take here HCl is there, water molecule is there, you may take here ammonia. So these are some simple examples of a polar molecule. Now if we look towards these examples of a non-polar and polar molecules, a clear-cut idea is there. What is by this polar and non-polar? So pole stands for the charge. The pole stands for the charge present in a particular molecule. Suppose if in a given molecule the poles are generated, that pole may be positive pole, that pole may be negative pole, then in a simple way that molecule is called as a polar molecule. On the another way, if that poles are absent in a molecule, that molecule is called as the non-polar molecule. So once we know what is by this non-polar and what is by this polar, our next interest is that what is in by this dipole moment. So if we apply this dipole moment concept to these two different type of the molecules, we can say that for non-polar molecule this dipole moment is equal to 0. For this non-polar molecule this dipole moment is equal to 0. On the another hand, this polar molecule has the non-zero value for this dipole moment, or we can say that each and every polar molecule has the some resultant value of this dipole moment. So these are the two different molecules. One is a polar, second is called as a non-polar, depending upon that particular electrical distribution present in a particular molecule. Just if we consider the simple example of this non-polar, that is called as the hydrogen gas, that is a H2. On the another hand, if we take the another example for polar, it is called as the H single bond Cl, that is a hydrochloric acid is there. So if I consider these two examples of a molecule, one is called as a non-polar, second is called as a polar. So if we want to define why this is a non-polar, why one is a polar, so for this purpose what do we have to take into consideration? We have to take into consideration the position of the bonding pair. The position of this bonding pair, at which side this bonding pair is present. So we can say that if this is a first example of non-polar, if such a type of position is there for this bonding electron pair, if such a type of bonding electron pair is present, now this bonding pair in this H2 molecule is present exactly at the center of the two atoms. It is present exactly at the center of the two atoms. And why this is so? Because we know that these two atoms are exactly similar. Both are the hydrogen atoms. They have the zero electronegativity difference, and that's why the position of this bonding pair is just at the center of the two atoms, and that's why the distance of separation between these two is exactly equal to each other. That's why we can say that these are no any poles can be generated at the either end of this molecule, and that's why this molecule is called as the non-polar molecule, and this molecule has the zero dipole moment. On the another way, if we consider this HCl molecule, what happens in a HCl? Two different type of the atoms is there. One is a hydrogen, second is called as a chlorine. There is a large electronegativity difference is present. The chlorine atom is a more electronegative as compared to hydrogen, and that's why the bonding pair cannot be present exactly at the center, but it gets shifted towards the chlorine atom due to the more electronegativity of this chlorine. And that's why if we want to study the position of this bonding pair, it is shifted towards this chlorine atom, and that's why we can say that there is a electrical imbalance is there in this HCl molecule, and due to this imbalance, what happens, it becomes the polar molecule. It becomes a polar molecule, and once that molecule becomes a polar, one end becomes partially positive and second end becomes partially negative. So this type of electrical imbalance, electrical distribution in this HCl molecule generates the two poles, and that's why you can say that this HCl molecule is called as the polar molecule. Now, once we decide one molecule is a non-polar, one molecule is a polar, after that the concept arises what is meant by this dipole moment. So dipole moment is characteristics of a molecule in which it decides or it gives us an idea what type of bond moment can be present, what type of the bond moment can be present. So in this case, what happens, one bond moment is present. What is a bond moment? The bond moment is nothing but the electrical distribution between the two atoms, or in a particular bond. In this case, what happens, the electronegativity of chlorine is more, that's why this bond, we can write this bond like this. So this type of the one arrow is there, the head of this arrow is pointed towards the chlorine, that's why we can say that these electrons get transfer or get shifted towards the more electronegative atom, it is shifted towards the chlorine. So this type of symbol is used for showing this type of electrical distribution. So whenever such a type of the moment is present in a particular bond of a molecule, then we can say that this moment is called as the bond moment. This moment is called as a bond moment, and we can say that if a bond moment is present in a molecule, that molecule may have the non-zero dipole moment value. On the other hand, if the bond moment is absent in the molecule, that molecule has the zero dipole moment. So H2 has the zero dipole moment, on the another hand HCl has the non-zero dipole moment value. So this dipole moment is nothing but the resultant vector summation of, it is the resultant vector summation of all the bond moments present in the molecule. That property is called as the simply dipole moment. Now whenever we want to calculate this dipole moment, so dipole moment can be calculated with the help of one simple equation, mu is equal to q into L. This is a simple equation for calculation of this dipole moment. Mu is equal to q into L. What in by this q? Q is nothing but the resultant charge present on the positive center as well as the negative center present in the molecule. So that charge in general is denoted by this symbol q. What in by this L? L is nothing but the resultant separation between the centers of the two charges. One charge is a positive charge, second is called as a negative charge. So this L is nothing but the resultant distance of separation between the centers of these two charges. And if we take the magnitude or the multiplication of this Q and L, we get the resultant value of a dipole moment for a particular molecule. So this is the simple equation for this dipole moment. The next question arises, what is the unit for this dipole moment? So this Q is nothing but the charge present on that particular positive charge or the negative charge. So in this way, if we take into consideration the actual charge present on an electron, that is nothing but that charge is equal to 4.77 into 10 to the power minus 10 ESU. This is the charge present on the electron, 4.77 into 10 to the power minus 10 ESU, that is a electrostatic unit. On the other hand, the general distance of separation between the centers of the two charges is in the order of 10 to the power minus 8 centimeter. The general distance of separation between the two charges is in the order of 10 to the power minus 8 centimeter. So if we take these two parameters in a combined way, or if we combinedly consider these two parameters, what happens? We get a value 10 to the power minus 18 ESU centimeter. 10 to the power minus 18 ESU centimeter. So this type of unit is called as the Debye unit, and this Debye unit is nothing but the symbol or the unit to express this type of the dipole moment for a particular polar molecule. So this 1 Debye, so this 1 Debye is equal to, that's a 1 capital Debye is equal to 10 to the power minus 18 ESU centimeter. So this is unit for this dipole moment. 1 deva is equal to 10 to the power minus 18 ESU centimeter. So this is a simple concept called as the dipole moment of a molecule. That molecule may be polar, that molecule may be non-polar. So depending upon that, we have to take into consideration the magnitude of this particular dipole moment. So just we explain a simple concept from this today's lecture. There's a dipole moment, and the second point is a molecular structure. So what idea we get from this molecular structure? So if we take into consideration the magnitude for this dipole moment, if that magnitude is equal to 0, we can say that that molecule is called as the 100% non-polar molecule. And once we know that molecule is a non-polar, we can say that there's a symmetrical electron distribution is there in that molecule. On the other hand, if this molecule has the non-zero dipole moment, means if it has some resultant value of the dipole moment, that molecule must have the polar nature, and once the polar nature is there, that molecule has the unsymmetrical electronic distribution. So this is the first simple point, dipole moment and molecular structure. After that, we have to take the second sub point, that is called as the electric polarization of a molecule. Now what is by this electric polarization of a molecule? So for this purpose, we have to consider the given simple figure. We have to consider this given simple figure of this molecule. Now, what is meant by this second point, electric polarization of a molecule? So, what is by electric polarization? If we consider a particular molecule, so we have to check whether that molecule is called as a polar molecule or whether that molecule is called as the non-polar molecule. So, for this purpose, we have to consider the next sub point, that is called as the molar polarization of a non-polar molecule. We have to consider a molecule, suppose, whose nature is a non-polar in a nature. So for this purpose, what we have to consider here? We have to consider an external electric field. We have to consider the external electric field. In that field, we have to place a molecule whose nature is a non-polar. So if we put a non-polar molecule in between the two charge plates, one is a negative charge plate and second is called as a positively charged plate. So if we place such a type of molecule among these two plates at the initial stage, this is called as the initial stage of the molecule. At the initial stage, what happens? The center of gravity of this positive charge is exactly coincide on this negative charge. This is a stage, suppose, first stage. At this stage, these two center of positive and negative charge are just coincident upon each other. So we can say that this molecule at the initial stage or at the A stage is called as the non-polar molecule. In a second way, we have to consider now, or we have to apply the external electric field. So if we place this molecule in between these two charge plates, what happens? After the introduction of this type of the external electric field, what happens? A B stage is obtained. A B stage is obtained. What is that B stage now? This B stage is now occur. So what is this B stage? So in this B stage, what happens? The spherical nature of molecule get disturbed. It becomes non-spherical in nature, or we can say that the center of gravity of positive and negative charge are now not coincident upon each other. So this spherical nature get converted into the non-spherical nature. And why this is so? Because with the application of this electric field, this positive charge gets shifted towards this negative plate, and this negative center or charge gets shifted towards this positive end, and due to this such a type of movement towards the oppositely charged plate, this type of unsymmetrical structure of a molecule can be generated. And due to this, what happens? This molecule has some polar character, it has some generation of some polar character can be takes place. So we can say that the non-polar nature of a molecule becomes polar with the introduction or with the application of such a type of external electric field. Now this type of polar character can be generated for a given molecule with the help of external electric field. Now what happens? This type of process means conversion of non-polar nature into the somewhat polar nature. Then this type of process is called as the polarizability. This is called as the electric polarization. This is called as the electrical polarization, and that is nothing but our given point, electric polarization of a molecule. What is by electric polarization? Initially, our molecule is a non-polar, but with the help of such a type of electric field, that molecule has, it generates somewhat polarity. Then that process is called as the electric polarization. Now, this type of electric polarization generated by a given molecule depends upon the effect of external electric field. So, this effect is a temporary. This effect is a temporary. This effect present up to the application of this type of the external electric field. But suppose if we remove this external electric field, if we remove this external electric field, what happens? Again this molecule lost its polar nature and again it get converted into the non-polar molecule. So we can say that due to the such a type of temporary nature of this molecule, this process is called as the temporary, or this phenomena is called as the temporary. So this electric polarization generated by such a type of molecule is called as the induced polarization. This type of the polarization is called as the induced polarization. This is a induced polarization. This is the induced polarization of a molecule. Why this is induced? Because this polarization can be generated with the help of external electric field, and this is called as the temporary polarization. If we remove the electric field, again this polar nature of a molecule get vanished and again it get converted into the non-polar molecule. That's why this polarization is called as the induced molar polarization. It is a induced molar polarization. Now, if we want to correlate this polarizability of molecule with this dipole moment, so we are interested now to calculate the dipole moment of such a type of molecule. The dipole moment of such a type of molecule. Now we know that this type of polarization of the molecule is called as the induced polarization, and that's why the dipole moment for such a type of molecule is called as the mu I. Mu I. What is this mu I? Mu stands for dipole moment and this I stands for induced, and that's why this type of the dipole moment is called as the induced dipole moment, that is a mu I. So this mu I is equal to, so we have to write a simple equation, mu I is equal to Q into L. So again that same equation is there. Induced dipole moment is equal to a magnitude, a product of the charges present on the positive center to that of the negative center, and L is the distance of separation between the centers of the two charges. So mu I is equal to Q into L. The second factor we consider here, this type of magnitude, the magnitude for this induced dipole moment, it depends upon the strength of the external electric field. It depends upon the strength of the electric field. So how it is correlated with this external strength? So this mu I is directly proportional to the capital X. This mu I is directly proportional to the capital X. What in by this capital X? Capital X is called as the strength of the external electric field. So mu I is directly proportional to the capital X. We may write the same equation as mu I is equal to alpha into X. This mu I is equal to alpha into X, where this alpha is a constant. This alpha is a constant called as constant of polarizability. It is a constant called as constant of polarizability. It is a constant of polarizability, or it may called as polarizability of molecule, or it may called as polarizability of molecule. So this simple equation is there. Mu I is equal to alpha into X, where this alpha is called as a constant. So it may called as the constant of polarizability, or it may called as polarizability of the molecule. So with the application of such a type of external electric field, such a type of polarizability factor we have to take into consideration. Mu I is equal to alpha into X. Now after this, the two scientists Clausius and Moissanti, the Clausius and Moissanti propose one relationship. They propose one relationship between the density of the substance, to that of the dielectric constant. They propose an equation between the density, polarizability of the molecule, the density of the molecule, and the next factor is that is a dielectric constant present between these two electric charge plates. So that equation or that relation can be given by the two scientists Clausius and Moissanti. So according to that, they propose one relation, that is 4 by 3 pi n alpha is equal to d minus 1 upon d plus 2 into capital N upon D. So this type of relation can be proposed by the scientists Clausius and Mossotti. That is the relationship between this alpha, that is nothing but the deformability or polarizability of the molecule, to that of that capital D is there, and that D is called as the, sorry, this is a d square minus 1. Okay, let it be. This is correct. This is a d minus 1. So this is a d minus 1 upon d plus 2. So these two scientists propose the relationship between this alpha to that of the dielectric constant present in a particular molecule. So in this equation, what terms is there? This n is Avogadro's number. Alpha stands for polarizability of this molecule. This capital D is called as a dielectric constant. Capital M stands for molecular weight of a substance, and this D is a density of this particular medium. So in this equation, one term is there that is called as the capital D. This D stands for dielectric constant. This D stands for dielectric constant of a medium. This D is called as a dielectric constant of a medium. Of which medium? The medium which we take in between these two charged plates, in which we place this type of the non-polar molecule. So that is called as the dielectric constant. Now question arises, what is meant by this dielectric constant? What is meant by this dielectric constant? So it is very simple. This dielectric constant is defined as a ratio of, this dielectric constant is defined as a ratio of electric capacitance. A ratio of electric capacitance of a capacitor when filled with the sample substance. When filled with the sample substance to that of the electric capacitance of a electric capacitance of a capacitor when it is empty. So that particular ratio is called as dielectric constant of a particular medium. Means we have to take one ratio. Of which ratio? Electric capacitance of a capacitor when filled with the sample substance to that of electric capacitance of a capacitor when it is empty. So that particular ratio is called as the dielectric constant of a medium. So this D is a dielectric constant. After that, once we consider this dielectric constant, now in this equation one term is there, that is a d minus 1 upon d plus 2 into m upon d. So this term is called as the molar polarization. This term is called as the molar polarization. This is a molar polarization, or in this case this is molar polarization, or in this case this molecule is a non-polar, it become a polar with the application of external electric field. So it is called as the induced molar polarization. It is called as induced molar polarization. It is the induced molar polarization. So we have to write now the final equation. The total molar polarization, that is a Pm. This total molar polarization, that is a Pm, is nothing but the induced molar polarization in this case. So what is it equal to? So this Pi is equal to, this is equal to d minus 1 upon d plus 2 into m upon d is equal to. So this Pm stands for total molar polarization of the molecule, is nothing but the induced molar polarization is equal to d minus 1 upon d plus 2 into m upon d is equal to 4 by 3 pi n alpha. So this is the equation for the calculation of total molar polarization, that is the induced molar polarization is equal to 4 by 3 pi n alpha. Now we have to consider the next relation given by the scientist Maxwell. So according to Maxwell, this dielectric constant is related to that of the refractive index of the medium. So D is equal to n infinity square. The dielectric constant of a medium is related to the n, and n is nothing but the refractive index of the medium. So substituting this relation in above equation, we get the final equation of total molar polarization, that is a Pm, is equal to induced molar polarization, that is a Pi, is equal to, now instead of this D we have to substitute the value n infinity square. So you will get here n infinity square minus 1 divided by n infinity square plus 2 into m upon d is equal to 4 by 3 pi n alpha. So this is a final equation for calculating this type of molar polarization of a particular molecule. So if we look towards this equation, Pm is equal to Pi equal to d minus 1 upon d plus 2 into m upon d 4 by 3 pi n alpha. We can say that this deformability or the polarizability of the molecule is independent upon the temperature, because no any temperature factor is there in this given equation. So that deformability or polarizability of molecule is independent upon the temperature. So in today's video lecture, we consider these are three different angles regarding the molecular structure. The first is what is dipole moment and what is the relationship to the molecular structure. The second important point is electric polarization of a molecule. The third important point is a molar polarization of a non-polar molecule. So for this purpose, we consider this simple figure. Initially, we substitute this simple non-polar molecule in which it has a spherical structure, but once we place that molecule in between the charge plate, it becomes a non-spherical, or we can say that non-polar molecule becomes the polar. So due to the application of this external electric field, the polarizability is created within a molecule. So that polarizability is called as the induced polarizability. It is called as the temporary phenomena. So for this molecule, a dipole moment is generated, and that dipole moment is called as the mu I. So mu I is equal to Q into L. Now this dipole moment is related to the strength of the electric field. So for this purpose, this mu I is directly proportional to the strength of the electric field, that is directly proportional to the x. This mu I is equal to alpha into x, where this alpha is a constant, or is called as the polarizability or polarizability of the molecule. After that, the two scientists Clausius and Mossody propose a relationship between the dielectric constant of a medium to that of the particular polarizability of the molecule by the equation 4 by 3 pi n alpha equal to d minus 1 upon d plus 2 into m upon d. In this equation, this d is called as a dielectric constant. This d minus 1 upon d plus 2 into m upon d, this parameter is called as the molar polarization of a molecule. Especially for non-polar molecule, it is called as the induced molar polarization. So finally, we may write this molar polarization for non-polar molecule, that is Pm is equal to Pi into d minus 1 upon d plus 2 into m upon d is equal to 4 by 3 pi n alpha. According to the scientist Maxwell, this dielectric constant can be correlated to the refractive index of the medium as d is equal to n infinity square. So if we substitute these values in our equation, we get this final equation. So with the help of this final equation, we may calculate the induced molar polarization for a non-polar molecule. So this is a very important point regarding the molecular structure of the non-polar molecule. So with this, today I stop here. The remaining important points we will cover in a next video lecture. So I stop here. Thank you. Thank you so much.